Welcome back to PP Movies and Geeks and Patch. Today I'm going to review one of the blockbuster that has never hit the theater, but it hit the streaming service. Today I'm going to review the Cloverfield Paradox. Before getting into the review, let's say it is impossible to do this review without spoiling. So at the beginning, I'm going to do a spoiler-free review. After that, to the end, I'm going to talk about some plot and details. So if you haven't seen it, just see the half of the video, okay? In the near future, the world is facing the energy crisis. All hopes on Earth are with the 7 scientists who are experimenting the new source of energy in the outer space. The experiment, if successful, will be the infinite source of energy for the planet. But when the process goes wrong, they rip apart the dimension and face the alternate reality. The Cloverfield Paradox, or previously known as the God Particle, then changed the title to Cloverfield 3. It is the third installment to the small but profitable franchise. The film carries both marketing campaign, the very unique marketing campaign I've ever seen in cinematic history, which air the trailer during the Super Bowl. And then you can watch that movie right after, immediately after the games ends, on the Netflix. And obviously, nobody knew about this thing before. Only a rumor that Netflix was in talk with Paramount to acquire the right to distribute the new Cloverfield, and it turned out to be like that. Great marketing campaign did not always mean that the story is going to be great. The movie promised to clarify and connect the previous 2 films, and including this one, all together. And in one hand, you can say, "Oh, the film did that successfully." And in the other hand, you say, "Wait a minute, what just happened? It didn't answer anything." Nobody was right and nobody was wrong. The Cloverfield Paradox is supposed to answer some questions. Well, in fact, it did answer just a few questions. And then it gave us a countless of questions. They're still in my head. The entire movie is just like a mixed feeling and what the hell is going on. At first you are on the verge of, apocalypse, like Children of Men. And then you are having some terrifying moments, some scary moments, like you were in Alien. And then the whole thing shifts to Event Horizon. The Cloverfield Paradox was started as a separate, its own entity film. And it has nothing tied up with the Cloverfield franchise. And someday, somehow, people inside the Paramount say, "Wait a minute, we can cram some Cloverfield elements in there and we make it a part of the franchise." That is, for this film, that is the very utterly stupid, ridiculous decision I've ever had. Because when they did that, the movie carries 2 stories. 2 stories. On one event is the event is set in the outer space, and on the another event is another event is set on Earth. It makes it so confusing. One has nothing to do with another, and nothing that makes sense. It wasn't only hard to comprehend, but it wasted good material from the original source, because one event is clearly better than another, right? However, there's something about the Cloverfield Paradox that is still good, which is the cast. This movie has an amazing cast, okay? And I'm trying to imagine if this film doesn't have those casts and those amazing actors and actresses, it would be a disaster. The dynamic of the cast was great, and if everything is gone away, the whole thing would end up being worse than it has been. Okay, this is how far that I can go without spoiling anything, okay? But let me wrap up the non-spoiling part here. I would buy this film as the God Particle. I'm not buying it as the Cloverfield Paradox, because it is a messed up thing. It's forcing the original script into the franchise so bad. Or sometimes it's good because the 10 Cloverfield Land did that. Without the Cloverfield element, it would be a much better film, because it has some more room and some more space to put in the original thing in there and kind of clean everything up. More entertaining. Alright, so from now on, I'm going to spoil something about the film. For those of you who haven't seen it, stop right now. This is warning. This is spoiler warning. Just go away, okay? The whole movie is a fuck up thing. Now it's saying the trailer that's going to connect, let's say, 10 years ago, which is the Cloverfield, the original one, 2008. 10 years ago, something happened. Now you should know what happened, something like that. It had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with that shit. And also, it is impossible to connect it to the film. That film, the original Cloverfield, set in 2008. This one, set in 2028, 20 years apart. And then, wait a minute, how can you connect this thing? Okay, then when they're going to the experiment and the experiment go wrong, let's say the rip apart the energy, and the whole dimension just shift. And wait a minute, maybe when the kid also cut back on it, they say, wait a minute, maybe this is how they connect the thing. They change the whole thing, and then the event is shipped into the 2008. But then, that's impossible. This guy has a smartphone, and the smartphone is not even popular in 2008. I mean, there's this iPhone, but not popular, and that is clearly not an iPhone. And then the whole thing in the space scene, that's also kind of messed up a little bit. Like, you kind of gave us some idea what's gonna happen already. So this was what we expecting. We have seen that have scientists talking about, if this experiment go wrong, they're gonna rip apart the dimensions, etc., etc. That we already know. Actually, you can stop watching the movie. Just try that. You know what's going to happen already. The whole thing, like the hand walking thing, I don't know. Is that supposed to be scary? I thought it's supposed to be scary, but then it's just kind of ended up being a funny thing. Here's my theory of how this whole franchise, whole messed up franchise, connect everything together. In each film, Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Land, the Cloverfield Paradox, each sets in its own separate universe. 10 Cloverfield Land is one universe, the Cloverfield is universe, 10 Cloverfield Land is another one, and the Paradox is another one. And then there's also another universe that has a monster in it. Let's say that. And then when the experiment on the third universe go wrong, it create a hole. It create a hole that connect all universes together. And then the monster travel through. That's it. That's the whole theory right there. And I think that is for my review today. One thing I want to say that this film is and that is the whole review. Spoiler and spoiler-free review. One thing I want to talk about the future of this franchise is that the Cloverfield franchise is certainly unclear. Because since Netflix owns the right to distribute the Cloverfield Paradox, we don't have a clear picture of what is going to happen to this franchise. The fourth Cloverfield film has already finished filming. It's in the post-production and will release sometime this year. We don't know what's going to happen from that one, but clearly we can argue that the Cloverfield Paradox is the first blockbuster film to distribute on streaming platform, the first ever. I'm going to give the Cloverfield Paradox 5.5 out of 10. So there you go, my review for this the Cloverfield Paradox thing. Have you seen it? Have you not seen it? Whatsoever. Just check it on Netflix. It's not gonna, it's really entertaining at some point. And that's it, the review. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Pat. You're watching PP Movies and Geeks. Enjoy the movie. Bye bye.